Nobody inside the league expected it to escalate this quickly, this messily, or this publicly. What began as a simple rise had transformed into a full-blown fracture. Once the cracks appeared, everyone scrambled to protect themselves. Everyone except Caitlin Clark. This wasn't supposed to be her problem. Yet everything kept circling back to her. The shift started quietly, almost imperceptibly. NBC made its move. The owners didn't announce anything dramatic. No press conferences, no warnings. Just a subtle change in priorities that insiders immediately noticed. Phone calls changed, invitations changed, and who mattered changed. The veterans noticed first. For years, the WNBA's internal message had been clear. Loyalty mattered, seniority mattered, you paid your dues, and the league stood by you. But that promise fractured the moment Caitlin Clark became the center of attention. Because attention brings money, money brings power, and power exposes truth. Owners saw the numbers before anyone else. Viewership spikes, engagement jumps, sponsors asking new questions. Not about teams, not about parity, but about one name, Caitlin Clark. That's when the shift happened. Not officially, not publicly, but unmistakably. NBC leaned in, owners followed, and suddenly the league's old hierarchy felt optional. Veterans felt it in real time. Meetings that used to include them suddenly didn't. Messaging that once centered on the league now quietly centered on the moment.
We have to get right off into things. So we go here, boom, to NBC Sports, okay? And now NBC Sports, what they did is they flexed on them, okay? They flexed on them. Here it says, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. The WNBA is coming to NBC and Peacock. So they are going on with their promo. This was put out today.
To my ladies, honeys.
And this is the promo they have that they were promoting today. If you know, you know.
And the moment had a face. Some accepted it, others didn't. That's when the tension spilled over. Kennedy Carter didn't just get banned. She became a symbol of how quickly the league was willing to cut loose anyone who threatened the new direction. The ban itself wasn't a shock. The real surprise was a reaction. Instead of unity, there was blame. Instead of accountability, there was deflection. And the name that kept coming up wasn't the league's. It was Caitlin Clark. That's when things turned ugly, because blaming Caitlin Clark made sense to those who felt abandoned. It was easier to target the face of change than to confront the system that created it. Kennedy Carter voiced what others only thought. Caitlin Clark was being protected, the league had chosen a side, and suddenly veterans were expendable. The league didn't respond loudly. They didn't need to. Their silence said everything.
Cog WNBA, listen, I hope y'all WNBA players is paying attention. They will replace y'all asses. They have Caitlin Clark. They have Paige Beckers under contract. They have Angel Reese. They have replacement players they can go get. They have a slew of rookies they are about to draft. Nneka Ogwumike, if you don't play, I think the fans will be just okay. Alicia Clark, if you don't sign on to the deal to play, I think the fans will be just fine watching Sonia Citron instead of Alicia Clark. Brianna Stewart, if you don't play, I think the fans would be okay watching Paige Beckers.
As the controversy grew, NBC didn't pull back. They doubled down. More visibility, more coverage, more positioning made it clear where the future was headed. Owners watched closely. They saw outrage, division, but above all, they saw something more important. Millions of eyes locked whenever Caitlin Clark was involved. That's when loyalty stopped being the priority. Revenue took over. It wasn't about fairness anymore. It was about survival. The WNBA wasn't collapsing, but it was being reshaped in real time. And reshaping meant casualties. Veterans who once felt untouchable suddenly felt replaceable. Not because they lacked talent, but because the market had spoken and the market wanted Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese felt the pressure too, differently but just as intensely. When the league splits, everyone chooses a side, whether they want to or not. Angel spoke out carefully, balancing frustration with hesitation, knowing the ground was unstable. One wrong move, and a league that once promoted balance would move on without blinking. That fear wasn't paranoia, it was precedent. Kennedy Carter had just proven how quickly the league could cut loose a problem, and now every outspoken veteran asked the same question. Are we next? The league didn't collapse. It fractured. Owners didn't announce abandonment. They practiced it. Veterans weren't publicly shunned. They were quietly sidelined. And the center of gravity kept shifting toward Caitlin Clark, not because she demanded it, but because she didn't. That calm, that refusal to react, made everyone else look unstable. The more others spoke, the quieter she became. The more blame was thrown, the more composed she remained. That silence wasn't weakness. It was control. NBC noticed it. Owners noticed it. Fans noticed it. Fans don't just follow talent. They follow composure. And Caitlin Clark had it when the league didn't. As the controversy grew, something else became clear. Fans didn't turn away. They leaned in. The drama didn't scare them. The division didn't push them out.
Restaurant, very nice restaurant. And typically they have like at the bar, they have like ESPN or Fox, and they have this going on, that going on. They had Caitlin on there. And you should see people that was all engaged. Older women, older gentlemen, right? Different races. And I'm sitting back, it's like, because, I do this for a living, so I'm like, wow, this girl has really changed the game. And she doesn't have any championships. She don't have any all WNBAs, right? She don't have none of that. Player of the year, she don't none of that. She's just really, really nice. She went from college to being nice, now I'm in the pros, and now I'm uplifting their game. And we all should be thankful. I go to the barbershop, that's the biggest talk show ever, is the barbershop, right? Especially in the hood. They talk about little LeBron and the Lakers. They talk about little Jason Tatum and the Celtics. You know what else they talking about? Little Kyrie Irving and Luka. But the last and maybe the biggest conversation is Caitlin Clark.
And not only that, like, these teams, let's just say NFL, these teams in the NFL that got primetime games is because of the primetime quarterback. Does that mean Travis Kelce ain't good?
It pulled them closer, but only to one side, Caitlin Clark's side. Games she wasn't part of felt quieter, moments without her less urgent. That difference stung because it confirmed the league's worst fear. The audience wasn't loyal to the system. They were loyal to her. Owners saw the writing on the wall. Momentum can't be fought. It must be harnessed. So they did, quietly and decisively. Veterans felt abandoned, not because the league said so, but because actions replaced words. Marketing shifted, spotlights narrowed, and the future was no longer evenly distributed. It had a center. Kennedy Carter's ban became a line in the sand, a warning. This is a direction now. Fall in line or fall out. When she was blamed, the backlash came not from the league, but from fans who saw Caitlin Clark not as a cause, but as a result. The product of years of missed opportunities. The emergence of a star who crossed boundaries, the outcome of attention the league couldn't manufacture. Blaming her felt desperate. Angel Rhea understood this better than most, which is why her response was cautious, not explosive, because the league had already chosen survival over sentiment, and survival had a face. Caitlin Clark. NBC didn't pull back. They pushed her forward, every appearance reinforcing the same message. This is who people came for. And that message echoed louder than any statement. The WNBA didn't abandon its veterans loudly. It abandoned them silently. And silence hurts more because it leaves no closure, only realization. The final insult wasn't the ban, the blame, or the division. It was the calm. Caitlin Clark stood at the center of chaos, untouched. While others argued, she worked. While others blamed, she performed. While others panicked, she stayed patient. That patience became her shield, untouchable by the league. Owners didn't need to say anything. The numbers spoke. NBC didn't need to explain. The audience decided. Veterans didn't need confirmation. They felt it. This wasn't about one ban or one argument. It was about a league realizing too late that stars change everything. And when they do, loyalty becomes optional. The WNBA didn't implode, but it crossed a point of no return.
Okay, hands. Okay, hands. Okay, hands.
That shows you that competitive spirit and nature. But, juggling a lot of things right now. There's the CBA negotiations going on. She's got the Nike stuff coming out, any other off-court ventures, and then, of course, clearly preparing for the Indiana Fever season. And certainly it all systems seem go for Caitlin Clark, and from everything she's putting out there publicly, her expectation is that she's going to be on the floor for the Fever on schedule. And obviously, everyone hopes that is the case. In the meantime, these little bits of footage will have to hold everybody up.
This was where the old rules stopped applying, where the future stopped pretending to be fair, and where Caitlin Clark stopped being just another player. She became the axis. Everything rotated around her, not because she demanded it, but because the league needed it. And once that happens, there's no going back. The veterans weren't betrayed. They were outpaced. The league wasn't evil. It was desperate. Caitlin Clark didn't destroy anything. She revealed it. She revealed how fragile loyalty is when money enters a room, how fast principles bend when viewership explodes, and how quickly a league will choose survival over history. And through it all, she stayed silent. That silence wasn't absence, it was dominance. Because in chaos, the calmest person wins. While the league argued with itself, Caitlin Clark moved forward alone, unbothered, unstoppable.